What's up, everybody? We are live. It's another episode of my journey through the old CrossFit Media. Today, I have a very special guest. He's going to be joining us in a couple minutes. Freddy Camacho. Freddy is a true OG CrossFit HQ athlete. And a few videos he was featured in back in the day. Videos that I definitely one of the first few things I consumed as I started to tear through the CrossFit.com main site and the old journal in 2008. That's when I got my start. And he was one of those featured characters, so to speak, at HQ at the time. And he was through the information together, he was a police officer back then when I was a police officer. So kind of related to his journey through all that fitness and stuff. So we're friends now. Obviously, him and Camacho have been married for quite some time. They live out in Hawaii. I've worked with China for years and years. I've known Freddy for a good amount of time too. But I'm hoping he has some funny stories from the past that he will share. Things that I probably have no idea about. But like I said, we're going to go over some stuff. So before he gets on, we'll just talk about whatever. If anyone's out over here watching on YouTube and you want to chat with me, throw something up in the comments. I'll answer any questions. First little announcements. We got a bunch of new shirts in the Jump Ship training store. What am I doing here? Here we go. Backwards. If you want to check them out over the Jump Ship shop. What's up, Don? What's going on, buddy? Go ahead and check that stuff out if you want. Just go to the Jump Ship training website and go to the shop. It's all in there. My wife, Danny, has also built a very cool new program that's available now. I just haven't done any promo for it because, frankly, I'm trying to figure out a good way to promote it for her. It's called Pump Ship. And it's her little, it's a 6-week program she's put together 3 days a week. Instead of the 90-minute sessions, she's built this very condensed 45-minute, usually single piece, sometimes a little finisher to it, workout plan. If you're on the go, just super tight on time, you might have 45 minutes in the gym or in your garage. And it's a little more, it gives you a pump. So it's a little more like higher rep, some of the older school bodybuilding type movements mixed with some of the lifting stuff you'd see in CrossFit. Still get some conditioning in there, still have some good old fashioned burpees in there, but you might focus more on like strict gymnastics, things like that. It should be, I tested it for, believe it or not, this very unfit individual who didn't even make quarterfinals, I missed it by a hair, was the test dummy. And man, those workouts literally kicked my freaking butt. So really good program if you need something on the go, or maybe you just pick it up if you travel for work or whatever, and you want to have something to pull out of your pocket and do in the hotel gym or whatever. Pump Ship, it's out there. I'll be promoting it a lot more and showing you guys some examples very soon. All right. Aloha. What's up, Mike? Other interesting thing I'll just chat about just because it's kind of fresh on my mind. So we had the Mana Games in Hawaii this past weekend. Friday and Saturday just went by. It's made by the people who do, I think it's the NorCal Classic every year. And we had a lot of people who participated from our gyms and a lot of other gyms. We had some people come from the mainland over to do the Mana Games. And it was the first year of it. So, you expect there to be hiccups and things like that. But one thing that I don't think anyone expected was we've had 4 athletes just from our gym that have been checked into the hospital with rhabdo. One is still there and is potentially going to be having surgery to relieve some pressure from the rhabdo. It's absolutely crazy. And then there's several others we've heard from other gyms, people that traveled out here who also are in the hospital with rhabdo. So I would just say, and I'll throw this out there, a few of the people that got rhabdo are not inexperienced. A couple of them are multiple time regionals level athletes who got rhabdo from a relatively low volume event. It's not like the volume was crazy. So I just throw this out there as a bit of a PSA as somebody who makes a living on programming. You need to be very careful about how you set up workouts, whether it's competition or training, especially competition, because people push to another gear. Okay, it's not like in training if you just need to back it down and there's no pressure and there's no reason to kind of go above and beyond the intensity. In this event, there happened to be a 2-parter sort of thing where you started with seated rope climbs where you can't have you keep your feet off the ground, legless till you get your feet totally off the ground, then you can use. There were new ropes, so they're pretty slippery. So everybody was, I'm going to bring Freddy on real quick here. What's up, Freddy? Let me test your audio. Your audio is not coming through. Can you hear me? See if you can unmute yourself.
Where's my mute?
Should be a little microphone thing. Yeah, no worries. Take your time. I'm just talking through the Monty games and all the rhabdo that everybody has. Let's see if I can fix you. Hang on. Can't unmute your guest because they choose. So you're muted. So look at your little box. There's the microphone with the slash through it. Try to click that. It says you muted yourself. You could take your headphones out too. Your computer speakers or computer mic's probably fine. Let's see. What's up, Manu? We're getting Freddy's audio fixed, and then we'll start the show here. Love the Raiders hat, by the way. Appreciate it. Representing. Take your time, Freddy. I'll let you know when I can hear you, when that microphone gets unmuted. So take your time. I'll keep talking about the Monty games. Yeah, so like I said, programming the workouts, what they did was they had rope climbs, seated rope climbs, followed by huge sets of pull-ups. I think it was like 64 pull-ups to follow, kipping pull-ups. So everyone was getting a failure on these rope climbs. And then you take a little break and you go to the next part when people are just pulling, failing. And then you force yourself through range of motion by using a kip or something like that. It blew up people's arms, and probably I'd say double-digit athletes have rhabdo currently right now. So it's pretty crazy. How are we doing with our audio there? Oh, all right. He's going to log out and log back in. So yeah, pretty wild. You have to be careful with stuff like that. When you get to failure in any particular movement, it happens more in upper body or midline than lower body because it takes more, our legs are much stronger. It takes a lot more to get that sort of feeling from the legs to get to failure. But the upper body can bring on rhabdo pretty easily, is it's not that hard to get your upper body to failure. And then if you push yourself through further range, you get problems. So like combining, like I gave myself rhabdo many years ago by accident by doing this partner workout with push-ups, push press, and like box jumps or whatever. I could do push-ups to failure and I could do a lot of push-ups. So I continue to go to failure. And then you do push press where you're using your legs to force weight through extra range of motion when you're at failure. That's when that sort of thing happens. So you have to be super careful about when you're programming strict movements paired with kipping movements and how you can force yourself through range of motion beyond failure, and that can create rhabdo. And this is a great point. Heat can contribute as well. Heat, dehydration. It wasn't super hot, to be honest. The weather was actually really nice. It was probably low to mid 70s, but the sun was right on you. There was no cloud cover, so you definitely were getting a lot of the rays from the sun. And I think people just do a bad job of staying hydrated for events in general. So I think a mix of dehydration for some, being in the sun all day. And then I really think it's that combination of movements that did it. And then some athletes were swimming. So you still have that pull as well the next day. But I think it's the pull. We'll see if Freddy can get back in here. Hang on a second. Sorry for the delay. Let's see. He's gone. All right. See if he sorts this out. So yeah, anyway, we had a good showing at the Monty games. Again, I think the event was cool. I really appreciate the guys putting on from NorCal Classic, putting on an event out in Hawaii. It is really challenging to have an event out there. And so for them to take it on and do it, it's much appreciated for the athletes out here. It's for sure. All right, let's try this again.
Do I work?
No, I can't hear you. What the heck?
Let me get on China's laptop.
This can't be on my end. No, it says you're not muted, though. It says you're not muted. I know. But I can't hear anything. Maybe it's – oh, there it is. I hear you now.
You got it?
I got it.
Oh, we're good.
I got it.
You sure?
I got it.
All right.
Good. All right. Manu can hear everybody now. Good. We're in. What's up, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good. How was your trip into town?
Oh man, I had the world's greatest dim sum ever, and that's
really?
That's all I wanted to go to Oahu for.
into Oahu. Where'd you get it?
At this So what's the name of that place? Taiwan. I don't know. It was in the Royal
Taiwan.
Yeah, in the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center.
Oh,
And dude,
nice.
it was like so good.
That's awesome. When did you guys get back yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Cool. What'd you think of the competition? I just was kind of briefing people on the Mana games and the Rhabdo mess that people, I think there's 10 people that I've heard of that have confirmed Rhabdo.
Why?
10 people so far.
I don't get it.
The failure of the rope climbs into the high rep kipping pull-ups, that anytime you push, I've seen it a bunch of times, but I think the heat, dehydration, the mix of it, but like even like Matt Mighty Mouse there, that lifter kid that goes to regional or had been regional every, he has it. Keiko got it. Jess got it. She's in the hospital now. Abby got it. This guy Mark got it. And there's like a whole bunch of other people that were sending me their stories. They all have like legit Rhabdo. So,
bro,
unfortunately,
I've been breaking every Rhabdo rule since 2006, and I've never got Rhabdo.
You've never got it? Jeez, even I've got it. Wow,
Ever.
That's crazy.
I think you're just predisposed to it. Like you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. You know what I mean? That's my feeling. Like, because I literally, I mean, every rule, I've broken everything they say.
You mean you drank alcohol and then competed the next day?
Maybe.
Yeah. Cool. Well, dude, I really appreciate you wasting 30 minutes with me and coming on this. This is going to be cool. So I have some fun stuff picked out. I want to just chat more about back in the day stuff. And if you have any stories that pop in your head from early HQ stuff you want to talk about, like, we're all ears to hear the stories. But I have a couple little videos that I want to play and have you kind of watch. And then I want like the backstory on them if you're good with that.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Okay. So we're going to start with a very famous one. Hang on. Let me get it pulled up here. You might be able to guess what's coming. Oh yeah, baby. The famous Freddy's Revenge. All right. Before we watch this, I mean, they talk a little bit about it in here. It's a play on the 2008 deadlift burpee workout, correct?
Yeah.
But why did they do this, and why is it called Freddy's Revenge?
Because I would usually lose every workout that we did at lunchtime back in the day. Because they filmed a lot of these videos during the lunch breaks at the seminars, and I was on the staff then. So
this is a seminar. This is from a seminar weekend
at One World. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's play a little bit of it here. Let's see if I can get a better view.
By the way, I was at the time and the only person that had a workout named after him that wasn't dead.
Damn. Is that still the case?
I don't know.
All right. I gotta turn the music down so we can hear.
Yeah, I was supposed to win that workout, and I still came out last.
Camacho, and Adrian Bosman. So
look at Boz. Look at all of them.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of workouts here at CrossFit One World with the trainers at lunchtime.
One World was your gym?
Yes. Yeah. My first gym.
It was going to favor his strengths. This might not work out as planned. I want to do a games workout with a little modification that puts it in your favor. So we take the deadlift burpee workout, which is 5 deadlifts, 10 burpees, 5 rounds. And the men's weight was 275. So I want to drop the weight. Let's do the women's weight, which was 185. But instead of deadlifts, same range of motion. Let's go from shoulders to overhead, any way, front or back, doesn't matter. It's an easy split jerk, especially from behind the neck. So any way you want, you can push jerk it, push press it.
Behind the neck.
That's where I messed
You still use that.
I forgot to do behind the neck.
You still use that today. You never see that in the gym, but you still do that today.
So
it's the only way to go. It's the only way I can use my legs and my hips and get everything else involved. Pat Barber still looks old.
All right, what year was this? Do you remember? I know.
It's got to be 9.
09? Okay, because this was just after Jason won the games?
Yeah. I mean, it could have been like a little bit closer. It could have been the end of 08.
Okay, yeah. Because Jason was a nobody until he won the games, correct? He was not in the community really at all. Like the games is what brought him in.
Yeah, he'd only been doing CrossFit for like a couple of months, I think. when he won the games, China. It was like only a couple of months, right? Jason Khalifa. Yeah, I think so. Maybe a year.
Maybe you can give us some insight. So one of the I think the great mysteries is someone like me. Like back in the day, you had Greg. He was like the godfather. You had Dave, who was like his right-hand man at these seminars and coming up fast. And then you had guys like Tony Budding. Like, what was Tony's role in HQ back in the day? You see a lot of him, and then the whole grid thing happened, and then he's gone. But there's not really any talk of him ever being involved. No one talks about him now. So, like, what was his role?
Tony was really the second in charge.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in charge of all the media. Really, like, even when the games, that first year of the games that China was in the games, he was still a big factor of that in 2010. But he was big time in just filming all these videos and doing all this great media stuff. And like, I don't know what he had a falling out, which was after I had a falling out, and his was after mine. And it was funny because I remember when he started the grid, I saw him like, oh, what's it feel like to be on the island?
Oh man,
but yeah, and then I think the grid thing just kind of fell apart because he wanted to do, and I think this is what happened with CrossFit too, is he kind of wanted to make it more like a reality show. You know what I mean? Get a little bit more in depth into the characters and things like that. But I mean, as far as what actually happened, I was never privy to that.
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. Cause he's in all the old HQ videos. Did he program anything for the games, or was that all Dave from the start? Do you know?
The first games, I can tell you, the first games almost didn't even happen. You know, they were almost going to cancel it because there weren't enough signups.
Really?
There were really only 13 women there. They just decided to push through it, and it literally almost got canceled. I remember Dave telling me, like,
no
I don't know if we're gonna do it or not. Yeah, could you imagine what happened?
That is, I've never heard that before. So the first game's what's that? Can you hear me? Oh no. I lost you again. This is the Maui connection, guys. Our internet out here sucks. Freddy, try closing out and then coming back in with a link. And let's see. You're muted again. You're still muted. Your little microphone there. You got to unmute yourself.
All right.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
All right.
Okay, so we're saying, so the first games almost didn't happen because of signups.
Yeah.
How close were we to like how close were they to like calling it and not even having it to begin with?
I don't know how close it became, but I just remember him mentioning to me. I don't know if it was a seminar. So it's like, I don't know if we got enough signups. I don't think we're gonna have. I don't know if it's gonna happen still. I mean, it was at his place. You know what I mean? And it was a very small crowd.
It was, but you know what? When I look back, even because I've watched all there's not that much footage, to be honest. Like I try to dig up all the clips that are available between, like, even to find shit on the CrossFit Journal. The new CrossFit page butchered the old CrossFit Journal, and you can't even find it. It's like trying to go through some old crap to find old game stuff. And so with what clips you have though, like it looks like there's a good turnout from like some sponsors, some other people. There were some fans there at the first games. It looked like a fun little festival.
There was no sponsors.
Wait, wasn't there was a big Concept 2 banner. There was a few banners hung up around the area, right?
Well, Concept 2 definitely. I don't know if they sponsored or they just had the banner. I mean, obviously there was a row in the chipper workout or the hopper workout.
Was Under Armour there? Or was that the year after? Didn't they have
no, it was definitely not. There was there was nothing. There was no food, and then like Aromas, there's fucking nothing there, bro. I think like everybody went to Starbucks. Everybody ate at Starbucks. There was a Starbucks not far away, but literally that first year was just dirt, and some dogs. And I bring beer. The second day. I bring a whole ice chest full. And back then I was drinking Heineken, and we were on the platform outside. And everybody was just drinking beer. It was rad.
During the competition.
During the total, because the last workout was the total.
Oh, and that took all day, right? Because there's people inside and outside. It
was like a short day. The second day was a short day.
Okay.
I don't even remember the first day. What did we do? We did a run. We did the hopper. I think that was it, right?
I have to look back. It's four events, right?
Us.
Hopper, run, the total.
The run was terrible.
Yeah.
And then we just did the loop and then ran to the street up the road and then back. And then we did the hopper. I think that was it. And then the next day we did the total.
Damn. Yeah, that's a quick games.
Yeah.
The next
and the hoppers, you know what cracks me up about that hopper workout to this day? I bring this up all the time. I'm like, when they pulled the thing out, and it's like heavy push jerk, and then he's all, we're gonna go 135, and everybody was like, oh my god, 135. And then I'm like in the CrossFit Games in what was in 2015 or 16 in the 50-plus-year-old division, and we had to do like 40 reps at 135. Like that's the evolution. Like who would think of making old men do that back then? You know what I mean? We're like, oh, you're gonna kill somebody, right?
You got stuck with the same weight literally as you went. You from a young man to a master athlete. You got stuck
and more reps.
And more reps. That's so funny. So you competed the first games and you took like 11th, I think. I think I saw somewhere you took like 11th.
11th, or I was like 42 at the time. But that's how small the turnout was. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's funny. All right,
I used to be pretty good before other people started doing it.
Right, when you were the only one. I know. I had that same thing going on in Maine. I used to be fit compared to other people in Maine until everyone else started doing it. All right, let's watch this workout for a bit here.
This is 185. That's 185 too.
No rep.
Oh God. You know, I've since done that workout in less than 5 minutes.
Really?
Yeah. I didn't go behind the neck, and he even told, like, if that was my thing, like, to go behind the neck was like, he's all, Freddy, why aren't you going behind the neck? And I didn't go behind the neck until like the 4th round.
And everyone was already done by then.
Oh my God, yeah. It took me like 14 minutes.
That weight would crush me anyway. I wouldn't even be able to do that at 185. That would just,
I don't have a front rack. So basically I'm suspending this bar in air and pressing it overhead because your legs are inconsequential at that. Like look at that.
You're just terrible. Push pressing it and then like strict pressing the lockout.
Yeah, it's terrible.
While these young studs are just going bananas around you.
Now I'm just as unflexible, but I'm older and weaker.
You did pretty good in the Open this year. I looked you up.
Yeah, Mike, like 138. That's not bad for only CrossFitting like twice a week.
That's not bad at all. And the Open's stiff. The amount of people around the world that are doing this now, it's not easy.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, I'm not talking smack about like us old people, but I think there's like 40 or 50 really, really good guys, and then there's like a big giant pool of mediocre, and then an even bigger pool of not so good.
Yeah, for sure.
But, I mean, that's just what it is. What it is.
Yeah, there's definitely a big fall off in talent once you get a little bit further down that leaderboard, no question. Anyway, okay, so this is a cool one. We're gonna move along from this one, but there's one that you told me a story about a while ago, where you may have beaten OPT in a workout, and they found the score. So let's take a look, shall we?
Yeah, I can't believe you found it. Was it on YouTube?
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Let's see here.
So Tony Budding would like monitor all the comments on .com, and this was a .com workout, and I had worked 2 days at the seminar, and this is at the end of the level 1 seminar, and he's like, hey, there's this one workout that you beat OPT in, like you were the only one. He's also, we're gonna put you guys head to head. Okay, because he was there the whole weekend. That was the weekend that he did the Helen workout.
Yes. That was my first or second video I did on this was the Helen. It's like famous.
Yeah, that video is great. I don't know if they still have the same song. Was it Simple Man?
So I remember when it was on the CrossFit website, I think it was Simple Man. And then when they uploaded it to YouTube the first time, they changed the song and they ruined the whole video because I'd watched it so many times the original way. But I think they put it back. It's like a remix version of it now. It's like a remix version of Simple Man.
I think that's the problem with a lot of the old CrossFit videos. They got all the music was copyrighted. So that YouTube changes the music and it actually takes a big it takes a chunk out of the video, the feeling.
It does.
Simple Man for that workout.
It does.
It
takes there was such like like an emotional reaction when you watch that enough times. And then when that music's gone, it takes a big chunk of it away for sure.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna watch you go head to head with OPT here for a second, and I have to say you actually hung around pretty good. Hi.
I did. I was stupid and I didn't start kipping my dips right away. I was doing strict dips, but shit, I was strong as shit back then.
They point that out. They point that out in the video and they don't go as far as say Freddy's an idiot and doing strict dips. They just say Freddy is doing strict dips while James is doing kipping ring dips.
This is why they don't let me commentate at the games.
Oh my God, I wish you would.
I should do my own channel.
You really should. I would subscribe to your channel. Coming out hot.
Well, I was pretty fit back then.
Yeah, I would say.
I came into CrossFit pretty fit though, because I was fighting at the time.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So you had a pretty good engine. You know what though? This is after James has won the 2007 CrossFit Games, and Tony calls you out in front of everybody at the staff, and you have the balls to just fucking take him on and throw down with him. Like, not many people would actually even do that. So that's pretty cool. I think this is like a super cool video.
Back then, I was down. Whatever they wanted to do, I'm like, I'll do it. Even when I went to my first level 1 seminar, I volunteered to be the demo thing for everything. Like, the first time I ever touched a wall ball was at my level 1, and I did 50 wall balls straight. And I remember Dave coming up and like patting me on the back and said, "That's pretty impressive, man."
That's cool. Were you the demo for overhead squats?
No, but I don't know if you know, but back in the day, they used to do this thing where you would take on Nicole
with the 95 pounds.
Yeah, with overhead squats, and they picked me like this is like coach picked me. He's all, this guy's just like got good energy. We like him. He's smiling, and then they put me in that, and I literally wanted to cry. It was so terrible.
Did she beat you?
Oh, she smoked me. Are you kidding me? I think only one person has ever beat her in that I've seen on video at least, and that was that Tex guy, the fighter.
Mm-hmm. I know you're talking about. Yep.
Yeah, he was out of what's his name, gym, the Iceman's gym.
Chuck Liddell.
Yeah, his gym. What's his trainer's name? He was a big supporter of CrossFit.
I don't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, round 5. Things are slowing down a bit.
The wheels are falling off.
OPT takes the lead. It's a good lesson, though.
He was ready to go too.
Oh, yeah. I've actually never seen this workout. I know it's a main site wall, but it actually looks like a fun one. I like both movements.
Yeah, that's a good workout.
No, I mean, I actually thought we might see the sumo deadlift high pull in like a competition again last year or this year, but we haven't seen it in a long time.
Yeah,
it's almost dead.
Yeah, regionals they did that. I think you were there when that was. Yeah,
it was in a chipper. Yeah, I remember that. It's like 50 of them in a row.
He's continuing to lengthen his lead.
Oh shit!
That's the story of my CrossFit career.
All right.
Oh god.
I linked up all these videos in the description if you want to watch the full thing with the audio and everything. If anyone's watching, but
I get scared to do ring dips like that now. Like
with a pec or something.
Yeah, I tore my pec once, and now ring dips freak me out.
Yeah. All right. What's the let's talk a little trash before we get into our last video here. What happened with James? Tell the story about what happened with James and his fallout.
Like there's so many fallouts, and like I was privy to a lot of information when I was like on HQ and stuff, and I think he just had a falling out because he wanted to do his own thing. You know what I mean? He stopped that OPT, that optimum performance training, yeah, his own system, and he had split that way. I mean, I don't know. I haven't even seen him in years. He hasn't been to the games. I see his brother, but I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's been very quiet on social media and stuff too, probably intentionally. But
he was a good dude. I always liked him. He was fit.
I got to meet him once. I was on like a panel at this competition years ago. It was me, him, and Rudy from Outlaw, and the three of us discussed competition programming in front of like 200 people, and it wasn't like a debate. It was just like answer questions like from people. It was crazy. It was the three of us talked. That was the last time I've ever seen him. But
bro, whatever happened to the outlaw guy? Is he still alive?
I think he got arrested for domestic violence or something, and then he was like gone. He was like off the scene after that.
I know that they had that one that competition and nobody ever got paid for it.
There's so many stories about that and like him setting up seminars around the world and then not showing up to the seminars and sending his athletes out to help and then like just failing.
The original ghoster.
Yeah. All right, we'll do one more video and then if we have any more stories, we'll go over it. I'll try to keep these episodes to like 30 minutes or so. Let's see here.
That's right. It looks like shit outside. We were going to go to the beach, but it looks like crap and still UV9. Go figure.
Sounds like Lahaina to me.
Yeah.
All right. Last little clip.
That was like funny that you were like, oh, yeah, you're in that video. Or this video or that video. I'm like, oh, shit.
Dude, you're in so many old videos.
Well, they used to do a lot of seminars at One World back in the day.
Oh, okay. I actually had more clips from One World, but I didn't bring them out. All right. A little mini interview.
It's one of my favorites.
Oh, good. I laughed today when I watched this. All right. Little interview. We'll watch this in chat.
Freddie, there's been some complaints and concerns that the videos building up to the games haven't been serious enough and they haven't been providing the content needed for people to train better for the games and to get enlightened about the games in general.
So you're pulling me in for a serious outlook on training, how to get better for the games?
Exactly.
4 days before the games.
Exactly. So with 4 days left for the games, do you have any advice for people on what they should do in order to enhance their performance?
Stop drinking beer. It's probably about time you should probably cut down on your alcohol. If you're smoking, I would probably at least try to cut back to about a half a pack a day because going right into the gate, especially with all the smoke in the air, a pack a day is really going to jack you up.
So half a pack a day, not a full pack. That's It's so funny. Were you ever a smoker in your whole life?
Probably for like a month, right when I turned 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm a smoke cigarettes. These are cool. I'm like, these are terrible.
I've never smoked a cigarette.
When that one girl from Italy was vaping in the stands.
Oh,
in their happy briefings.
Dude, that's crazy. You know what I still think is surprising, and I guess there's nothing that wrong with it, but the amount of CrossFit Games guys who still dip the dip cans everywhere. I'm shocked. I'm like, Elite Fitness dip. I don't know.
Yeah. Tobacco's not my jam.
Freddy didn't age at all compared to Savan.
Oh my God, Savan, he looks like a 1,000.
He's got the full gray facial hair going now.
You know what though? If I grew my facial hair out and my hair out, it'd be all gray. Like I would look 100.
I would actually like to see that. That'd be funny.
No dice.
All right. Well, you've kept the look so consistent.
Up all night, going to strip clubs, look at 20s, into little bikinis or whatever. Sleep is probably real important. I mean, those would be my 3 main things that I would say.
No smoking cigarettes, no drinking, no strip clubs.
Yeah, at least for the next.
So those are the things to abstain from. What things should someone do?
Well, all right, you should drink beer, smoke a little bit of cigarettes, just a little tiny bit.
Okay, on a serious note, I noticed the Freddy Camacho action figure.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Funny story.
One of my members gave it to me. They bought that doll, whoever that wrestler is, and then they drew tattoos on the arms. Like they were pretty detailed too, and it was up on the front counter for like years.
That is so funny.
It had a beanie on because I always wore a beanie. It was a good figure. I always wore a beanie and no shirt when I worked out. Like, how stupid was that?
That's the look, man. Is that a real thing? Your shoes always match your shorts?
Yeah. Well, I always had like 2008 CrossFit Games. I wore a matching outfit for every single workout.
Like, so it became a thing?
It was a thing. I always just like my shit always has to match. Like you don't perform right if your shit doesn't match.
Oh,
I mean, that's a known fact.
Look good, play good, right? Isn't that the rule?
You gotta look good.
You do.
It's freaking very important, and you will notice right now. down the shoes.
Oh yes, I see the
Shirts.
blue. I see the blue
All right,
right here. That's
blue,
Yeah,
and
and
blue with a shirt. All right.
Blue.
Color coordination is essential. You want to talk about things you should do? That should be number one on your list because it'll make you a better athlete. I mean, all that shit about freaking the 10 aspects of fitness and increasing your work capacity across broad time and mobile
Bullshit.
It's all about how
You look good. You feel
Yes,
good.
You feel good, and you will perform better. Your intensity goes up. That's how.
So you
works,
think
dude.
OPT probably has a tremendous chance because he gets
Yeah,
outfitted
he's
at
a fashion-
Lululemon, right?
What?
OPT gets outfitted at Lululemon. You didn't
Isn't
know that?
Lululemon a girls' clothing line?
No, it's for elite athletes.
Oh, I thought Lululemon was girls' stuff.
No.
I only heard that it was girls' stuff.
Brian McKenzie too, actually. The guy who does the endurance certs.
Isn't Lululemon girls' stuff?
No, it's not. Guy stuff too.
It used to be. It used to be only for girls.
Yes.
I don't have Lululemon
I don't
I'm
have Lululemon
literally
on.
wearing some right now, so I'm a little embarrassed.
She might.
Lululemon, thus we can say, if he does not have Lululemon on, and I do not have Lululemon on, but Nicole has Lululemon on, then Lululemon on, like, blah, 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 math-wise, Lululemon is girl stuff.
All right. We'll have to tell OPT that at the game.
Is this at the original HQ?
Fireman, right?
What's that?
Is this at HQ?
The
original CrossFit
Yeah,
HQ?
it's that One World.
Somebody
the One
said
World.
he's a fireman.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see him put on any fires. But let me review this and we'll discuss in a second. So, no drinking, no smoking, no strip clubs. But if you have to do them in moderation.
Yes.
And really, the only training you need to do is you need to dress right, look good, feel good, and then you'll perform well. Freddy Camacho, I think he took 11th place last year at the games, right? And he probably won't push me in the pool like Josh Everett did.
No, man, I like you. Filmmaking, yeah, but I like you. All right.
Shaka.
That's really funny. Wait, Josh Everett pushed him into a pool?
What?
Josh Everett pushed him into a pool? Savon just said
I
you
don't
wouldn't.
know. Maybe.
Oh my god, that's funny. We have a visitor. All right. Any other stories you can think of from the old HQ days that you want to share? You're in good with everybody now, right? I know, like you said, there was a falling out.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. You ever talk to anybody from back then? Now that you're kind of like Hawaii man.
Nah. You know,
No?
we're on this rock out here. We're like
I
dead
hear
to the
you.
world, I guess.
I hear you.
I don't like lots of stories. You know what you were a cop. It's like when people ask you, what's the craziest thing you ever saw? And then you're
I
like,
know.
shit, I don't remember the craziest thing I ever saw. And then one night you're lying in bed and you're like, something pops in your head and you're like, oh shit, that was fucking crazy. Right?
We had I remember you. I mean, you and I have sat down and talked a few times over a couple of drinks. And I remember you talked about, was it the Black Box Summit or what they used to call that thing? Like the stories
Black
from
Box
that.
Summit, man.
Yeah, that
like,
shit. Yeah. And
yeah.
maybe I dig up some of that old. I know that footage from some of that stuff exists somewhere. I should try to dig some of that stuff up from that and talk about that some other time. But
that was a crazy weekend. But
yeah. There's a lot for to be uncovered. I'm gonna keep digging through the stuff and doing these live streams because I think it's so funny to see where we've come from and hearing stories from guys like you who've been there and are still in it today. Because a lot of the guys I want to talk to, like the original fire breather, Greg, was it Admonson? Did I say his last name?
yes, yeah.
I'm going to try to track him down and bring him on and talk because there's so many old demo videos. Like he was before you, right?
Yeah, I think he's like a motivational speaker now. He was doing that for a while, so he'd probably be tracked. You could probably track him down.
He's probably just on Instagram then.
I don't know where he's working or anything like that. He was married to the daughter of a police chief that worked out at my gym for a while.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, that guy was a shit. I mean, Josh Everett was one of the original fire breathers. He's still a stud, man. I love Josh. He's so rad. I love that he does a 300 plus clean like for his birthday every year.
He does? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and he has to snatch clean it. So
he still does the split, right?
I mean, he does a split clean. Sorry. And
that's so
it's
cool.
super impressive. I'm just like, damn, he's still doing it. Like he hasn't missed it yet. So
yeah, so I got to talk to him. I reached out to Spieler. Khalifa said he'd hop on the show at some point. There's so much old Khalifa stuff to go through. Oh my God, there's so much Khalifa stuff.
When Khalifa won the games the night before, so his coach came from my gym, and then he broke off, And,
who was his coach?
And we're still friends. He was programming for me, and he was programming for China, and he's programming for Jason, and he's programming for his brother. So that's actually how I ended up meeting China. But the night before the final, what's that?
Who was his coach?
Austin Bijibing.
Oh, okay. I remember that name. Okay,
yeah, I think he still works on staff. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But I rented an RV at that games. So I had an RV, and we spent the night there, and we had a little campfire, and it was just a party spot, bro. But Jason is sitting there, and I'll never forget, we're sitting around this little tiny fire, and Jason's eating peanut butter and whatever sandwiches he was eating. And he was in, like, at the time, I think he was in like 7th or 8th place or something like that. And it was a stagger start. And he was sitting there eating sandwiches. He's all like, bro, I think I could win this. And we were like, no, bro, that's impossible. Look who you're going against. We're like laughing at him. Like, and then the fucker went out and won the whole thing. It was insane. He's like, just boom, just go. And like he won. And when he won, Dave Castro didn't even realize he won because they were only focusing on the top 3 guys. I jumped over the freaking barrier thing, grabbed Dave and go, dude, Khalipa won. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was the every second counts here. And I remember there's a story somewhere, again, deep in YouTube or in the journal, where Khalipa was at the final and Dave was briefing people, and Dave's like, what the hell are you doing here? Like, who are you? Get out of here, or whatever. And tried to send him out because didn't even know who he was. And then he ended up winning the whole thing. That's so insane.
Yeah. And I remember, dude, OPT came up to me and walked up to me, and I'll never forget that he said this. He's all like, well, good. Now the lights and spotlight's on somebody else. I hope he enjoys it.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. I'll never forget that he said that.
Wow. Interesting. That's so funny. Well, there's a lot more to chat about, but yeah, that's it for today, man. I just want to go through some old videos. I'm so stoked you came on, and hopefully, if you want, be a reoccurring guest. If you think of some more stuff, text me. I'll dig it up. We'll talk about it. So
let's do it. Sounds like
cool.
Fun.
All right, cool. Thanks for hopping on, and we'll see you next time.
All right, bro. See ya.
Cool. See ya.